I used to believe that to manage my ADHD, I first have to ask these questions. What can I do to manage my ADHD, and how can I manage it? But it turns out these were the wrong questions to ask first. Instead, the first question to ask your ADHD brain is where? Where am I going to perform that particular action? Where am I having a hard time doing something because of my ADHD symptoms? Where is the first question to ask to manage your ADHD? And let me explain why. I first started thinking of the question where for my ADHD brain because of the concept that's called point of performance, which I call POP for my ADHD brain. This is a term coined by one of the leading ADHD experts, Dr. Russell Barkley. And he defines this as your ADHD brain is having difficulty at a specific point in time, which is the point of where you need to perform a certain action. That's why I was thinking, where is the first question I should be asking about? Ask your ADHD brain first, where? Where do I perform a specific act that is hard for my ADHD brain to complete? Where do I do X that is making it difficult for my ADHD brain's executive function? Where? So I invite you to think of that question now immediately after watching this video. For today, where are you having a hard time with your ADHD brain executive function to actually complete? Is it on your desk? Is it your computer? Is it your phone? Is it your bed? Is it your office? Whatever specific place that is, think about it right now and then write it down so that you can try to think of what the external brain you can use to help you overcome or manage your specific ADHD challenge for that specific location, for that specific place. Hi, I'm Catherine Lizardo, a thriving ADHD mompreneur and lawyer. Let me give you a quick specific example of how this works in real life. The reason we're here is because this door is where I usually leave the house from. And a lot of ADHDers have a hard time remembering what we need to bring with us when we leave the house. We would forget our keys, we would forget our water bottle, we would forget our phone or our wallet or certain things that we need to bring for ourselves. On top of that, ADHD moms, you know that you also have to think about what you need to bring for your kids. They want their snack, they need their shirt, they need their sweater, they need their device, whatever they need that you also need to remember. And that's a lot of executive function challenges for us ADHD brain. That includes planning ahead, that includes short-term memory and long-term memory, just to name a few. On top of that, we're trying to remember to leave on time so we're not late for our appointment. That's the time blindness as well that we have, where we can't feel the passage of time. So as you can see, leaving the house involves a lot of executive functions for our ADHD brain. And our ADHD brain is already wired in a way where we have executive function challenges. So how can we help our ADHD brain so that when we leave the house, we don't forget certain things? We usually say, oh yeah, have a to-do list. But then again, we forget to look at our to-do list, or we have a long to-do list that we feel overwhelmed, and then we start feeling frustrated, and then we start feeling depressed and sad and angry, and all of that emotional dysregulation starts happening as well. All because we're trying to leave the house on time and trying to remember everything we have to bring with us. I know I've been there. So this is how I fixed it. I first identified where this forgetfulness is happening with my ADHD brain that's going out of the house. So immediately that's where I put this chair. I didn't put this chair in our bedroom or somewhere around the house, like in the living room or the kitchen, because that's not really the point where I'm performing the act of leaving the house. This is the point where I perform leaving the house, the door. So that's why this is the closest that it would be. If you need this to be right in front of the door, do that. I've done that before, and I'll give you another example in my other video about how I put things right in my face. But this is also an example of putting something right in your face. And this is how I used it for my family. Let's say we're leaving at 5 p.m. Later in this afternoon, we're going to leave to go to the park. I'm actually having my external brain, my chair now, to remember what we need to bring with us. So as I'm walking around throughout the day, let's say it's 10 a.m., I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I want to bring this big bag to go to the park. So I put it right there. And then I walk around, I do my thing again. My son would tell me, Mom, I want to make sure I bring my plushy snake to the park. I'm like, okay, he wants to bring the plushy snake to the park. So I'm gonna grab it from his room and make sure we have the plushy snake inside the bag. As soon as he tells me, so I don't have to think about that. I didn't have to put that on a to-do list. It's already in the bag, ready to go when we leave. Other son would say, Mom, make sure we bring my favorite yellow water bottle with us at the park and go to the kitchen and grab his favorite yellow water bottle, fill it up with ice already and water, and put it right here on the chair. Let's make sure the kids have snacks. Go to the kitchen and go, oh yeah, this is a new snack that we just bought that they really like. So let me make sure I put that in here. Around 1 o'clock, I'm like, oh man, it's really hot outside. Make sure my kids have change of clothes in case they get sweaty later in the afternoon when we go to the park. So I grab their change of clothes, put it in the bag, extra clothes, and I usually forget my sweater. And so as I'm walking around the house, let's say I go to the closet to change now because it's 4:30 and we're leaving the house at 5, and I see my jacket still hanging by the closet. So I'm gonna grab my jacket right here on the chair, which is my external braid. Imagine that all packed inside. I would have this ready when we're about to leave the house. So by 5 o'clock, as we're about to walk out of the house, this is looking like that. So all I have to do is remember to pick this up and walk out of the house. So now I have everything with me. That's how I use asking where. Where do I need to perform a specific act so that I can help my ADHD brain? This is just one of the practical tips that I have as to how to simplify your ADHD life. I invite you to try this. Think of where. Ask your ADHD brain where. Where first? Where am I having difficulty? Where do I need to perform a specific act that's making it hard for my ADHD? Where do I need to do X that is hard for my ADHD? Start with a question where first. I'll see you in the next video, and I appreciate you.